Greetings to everyone. This is Dr. Mabaso coming to you again with an interesting episode where we are discussing cancer. Cancer. It is very important that you understand a few things about this because cancer is a very big subject, and I can tell you cancer is, according to World Health Organization, is a leading cause of death worldwide. We are seeing that about 8.2 million deaths come because of a result of cancer. And it is basically around 22% of all deaths, not related to communicable diseases, according to the data that is from World Health Organization. And we are hearing that if we go to about year 2030, it shall have increased even by 70%. In other words, we'll be having about 13.1 million people, dying unless some of the treatments are improving in a big way to be able to fight cancer. So cancer basically, when it is discussed, and we're talking about cancer cells, it can also be called tumor cells or malignant cells, all right? It's sort of like it's a name is also given to a collection of related diseases. In all types of cancer, some of the body cells, they will begin to divide without stopping and spread into the surrounding tissues. So cancer is a very important subject, and when you find that these cells are beginning to divide, they come into a state where you can say it's sort of an uncontrollable state. So cancer can really start almost anywhere in the human body, because the human body is made of trillions of cells, So normally, the human cell is, is going to grow and divide to form a new cell as the body needs them. But when cells now grow old or become damaged, they die. And the new cells, they will have to take a new place. In other words, they take the place. Now, the issues with cancer, so when cancer develops, however, this orderly process begins to break down. Now, as cells become more and more abnormal, all the damaged cells, they survive when they should die, and the new cells form when they are not needed. So now these extra cells, they can divide without stopping, and they may form growths that are called tumors. All right. Now, if for example, I just show you there, you begin to see, because, cancer cells begin to infiltrate your normal body tissue. You have a normal body tissue, but when cancer cells they begin to infiltrate those tissues. All right. So if you see, like here, you've got your normal cells, as you can see there, and then as it begins to sort of have this uncontrollable growth of abnormal cells, all right, you begin to see now what is happening right there. It causes the normal body cells now, they're beginning to develop this abnormally, potentially they can cause cancer, all right? And they begin to develop, under this. Now, there are many types of cancers. You can even have, I can even say more than 200 types of cancers. So you get this uncontrollable growth of abnormal cells, and the types of cancer is quite, and they get developed anywhere in the body. For example, when you look at men, you may find that with men, you may find there are certain that are common, for example, in the prostate or lung or colorectal, and when you look at females or women, you begin to see that it could be in the breast, all right? Also, you can have lung cancers, can have colorectal cancers, you can even have those that are from the cervix, like your cervical cancer. And when you look at the children, you can literally begin to see that there could be those like your leukemias, your lymphomas, even brain tumors. But there are various things that when you look at this, that has to do with cancer. It may also be related to things like your age, things like gender, you can look at things like race, local environmental factors, diet and genetics. All right. So when you see, for example, here, it's genetics, a genetic cause, you find that you've got your own DNA there, but there's a DNA change. And when there is a change, and then it begins to create issues of cancer, and you begin to develop a cancer. All right. And then from those cancer cells, you can begin to sense what is called the oncogenes, and you begin to see that the thing already has changed. All right. And those are some of the things that can happen. As I'm bringing some of those things, I'm just trying to help you to be able to see. I may not go deeper into details, into some of the specific cancers and also genetically what happens. But many cancers, they form solid tumors, which are masses of tissue. So cancers of the blood, such as leukemias, they generally do not form solid tumors, all right? But there are some symptoms that you can pick up of cancer. But you have some symptoms that will last for weeks. It is important to be able to make sure that you see the doctor, because there are so many things that can happen. I really hope you've received, a lot of help around cancer, and there's a lot of awareness that has come before you. And I think, in future, we may be able to zoom into specific cancers that are common and be able so that you get the help that is the best help, medical help that we can give you. Thank you very much. We will meet again on our next episode. Bye.